Welcome to Spill the Real podcast, the Margarita Book Club for women in their 40s navigating midlife, motherhood, marriage, and that nagging feeling that you should have life figured out by now but don't.
We're two 40-something moms of teenagers, married for years, probably in perimenopause, and still trying to lose the same 20 pounds we've been fighting for a decade.
This isn't about having all of the answers. It's about spilling the real conversations as we wish someone had with us sooner.
So grab a margarita or a coffee and let's spill the real.
All right. Welcome
back.
All right. So this episode
Drum roll.
is a very special episode because somebody has a birthday.
It just so happens that we celebrate on a Friday because my birthday happens to be on a Friday. We release a podcast episode on a Friday.
I know.
It's like it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. So we thought we would kind of spin our episode topic kind of around birthdays.
Mhm.
And so our actual title today is Not Just Another Birthday.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. So, and I will let Amanda decide whether or not she wants to share her age. You know, women
The
never
scary
tell.
thing is that am I 42? Am I 42? I was born in 84. I'm 42, right?
Yes.
See, I should have probably fact checked myself because I don't keep up with
that's
my age.
actually in my notes to talk about. So yeah, once you hit a certain age, you do. Like, I think we've all done that.
Yeah.
Like, am I this or am I that? Especially when you're like the middle of the kind of like in the middle of the
Mhm.
decade. Yeah. So our real talk question is,
I hate going first, but
you have
my birthday.
to. It's your
We gotta do
birthday.
it.
You have to. So we kind of had two questions here. But especially since it's your birthday, I think you need to share your favorite birthday memory.
Oh shoot. I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
mean,
knew I was gonna try to surprise you with some questions today. So
a birthday memory. I think my best birthday memories were like as a kid because I had like all my cousins came over. My parents always made we got the character birthday and cakes. Even my brother. Those that don't know, my brother has special needs, so birthdays are a big deal for him. And
Mhm.
he's older than I am, and we just celebrated his birthday, and he still had a themed cake.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
I love it.
It is just something that we always did. I think I had an Alf birthday one year. I had a Saved by the Bell birthday. Yep. So it never changed. Now as parents, I think we celebrate 1 year, and then with a theme. I don't know that I even did a theme for the first year, and then I didn't do it again. But it was, you got Walmart cakes, and they had pictures of things on them, and
whatever you were
so
into.
I would just say that, just being that it was about me, because a lot of times it was never about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are some of my best memories of my birthday memories of that.
I like that.
Yeah, no really traditions. Birthdays are not really a big deal for me. I love being surprised. I love surprises, but not many people surprise me. My coworkers one year surprised me for my 40th.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Well,
just another year.
Yeah, well. Okay, so here's our real talk question. What are the birthday scaries that flood your emotions when you turn another year older?
So I think for me, we kind of talked about this already a little bit, but I think my story is a little bit different than probably most people's story, just being a special needs sibling. But every year I turn a year older, that's also we just celebrated my brother's 45th birthday. And so it feels like I'm fighting against time because, the older I get, that means my brother's older, but that means also that my parents are older. Yes. So I'm trying to almost do the math. Oh, well, if I'm a year older, my parents are, If
Yep.
I feel old, my
Right.
parents are dog old, like they're old as dirt. And so it's just that cycle of scaries that happened for me because I know, I've always thought that maybe my brother might not outlive any of us, just because of all of his health concerns or conditions. And so, or like if he does and my parents don't just I,
Right. You've got
I
a
just
lot of
look at
moving
age
pieces.
as
Yeah.
different than it's not like what I've accomplished or what I yet to be accomplished or, even my kids getting older or me personally getting older. It's just what comes if this is an age, another year, that means aging is happening and the reality is I'm closer to more reality of being a future caregiver for my brother, which I'm not like dreading or anything like that.
Right.
It's just I'll never be able to replace my parents. And
Right.
so it's just, changes my life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think those are, like scaries that I would, in a sense, have. I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed in myself this year because no, on my 40th, like birthdays are milestones, right? So there's something to celebrate. So on my 40th, I said I would write a book. So I actually published and my book was ready. Like I wrote a memoir. So it came out on my 40th birthday. So I would always remember when I hit like this other accomplishment. So 40, I was dreading 40, so it didn't make me dread 40.
Yeah. Gave you something to forward to. Yeah.
Yeah. So but then I kind of had like this internal, like I'm in the process of writing another book and I wanted it to be released on like 2 years later, every 2 years, maybe doing a book. And I didn't hit that. Like I'm close.
Yeah.
It just didn't get edited. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Right.
all
the other
all
things.
the
You're
other
finished
things.
with it pretty much, though,
Pretty
right?
much,
Yeah.
yes. It just wasn't right. So maybe Christmas.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I had like this internal goal that I wanted to hit on my next birthday. But it is what it is.
That's right.
So
That's
with
right.
that being said, I'm going to flip it to you because even though, yes, it's today's my birthday, but I think the topic in general, what we're talking about, like really we have a lot of things that we want to share in reference to what birthdays mean and life changing. So what would be your birthday scaries as you turn another year older?
I think probably. I think it's what new ailment is this year
Um,
going to hold. But I'd have to say, I feel pretty good about my health right now and like what I'm doing. So I don't I don't know. It's kind of different. So some of my biggest I'm gonna say my biggest milestones, but so I mean since we went deep and dark real
let's
right
do
off the
it. I
bat,
love
let's
it.
just
Let's spill the real.
so probably like my best and worst birthday was my 30th, which was disappointing because I feel like 30 is like supposed to be like a really kind of
Your
a big
dirty
one.
30.
Yeah. But we were in the hospital with Jordan at that time, and I mean like we that time of year was like we celebrated so many holidays there, and so it was my best because she was here, and obviously it was my worst because of where we were and what we were dealing with. So I always felt, and then I was also later in my 30s, I was diagnosed with cancer. So, like, I was ready for 40s, like I was ready to kiss 30s goodbye. They didn't stink completely. Obviously, there were some great things, but
But it was a hard journey.
it was
for
a
sure.
hard journey, and you feel like you hit those. I don't know. I think of life in kind of like your decades, and 20s were good and fun, and there's a lot of things I'd go back and tell my 20-year-old self to chill out about or enjoy more or but anyway, so yeah, that's like 30 sucked. 40 was good. That was Vegas trip. Neil and I went on a trip, just the two of
that's
us, and it
fun.
was fun, and we just got to do our own thing, so that was fun. But I felt like there for a while, especially when I hit 40. Every year, I'm 44, so I've been in my 40s for a little bit. Every year I felt like not even it was even before 40s, even probably 35. I felt like every year there was some new weird thing happening to my body. Like my knee hurt or something.
Mm.
My eyesight got worse. I don't know. It was something. I felt like so many years in a row. It was like, what's it gonna? So
What
that's always what I'm like. What's it gonna
be
be this year?
next?
What's
Yeah.
gonna be? What's gonna be next? What? But I haven't felt that. I just feel like I feel good
Mm,
health wise. I don't
mm.
feel like I got a lot of issues. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But so
Well, and I think that, so let's just dive on into today's episode because I think you brought up a topic that I think we can spend a little bit of time talking about is as you were talking about like an element, but like now that you're like reflecting, like, man, but I am pretty healthy. I feel as the older I get, I feel I'm more in my prime now and more health. Like I'm probably the healthiest I've ever been right now
mhm.
as 42 than I was when I was in my 20s.
Oh
Third,
yeah,
like my whole life.
yeah,
And maybe I think it is not that I'm trying to age backwards. I just care, like, I guess because I'm closer now getting older than I am. Like
yeah.
when you're younger and you're eating the honey bun at night in the bed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're missing the inside joke. Go back to some of the previous
Yes.
episodes. But, I don't think we think about, well, this is going to catch up to us. Or,
Right.
like, right now I'm thinking, okay, I want to be the healthiest I am right now because I want to be healthy and happy when my kids are getting married, when they have
Yes.
kids. And, it's just like
Yes.
all these things to still be excited about. But if you don't take care of
I
yourself,
know. And then become like you don't want to be in your 40s feeling like you're 50.
yes.
Like I want to feel good and I want to look a certain way, like I know we can't stop the clock and you can't stop the gravity and the
Right.
lack of collagen production or whatever in our skin, but like I don't want to. Oh, Riley's getting married next year. Oh, well, I got 40 pounds I want to lose, kind of
Right.
thing. So yeah, that makes
I
that
think it
makes sense.
helps you
Yeah.
to kind of like prep to know. And I wouldn't say everybody's on this journey, but I know probably more people on that's healthier in their 40s than they were in their 20s,
Oh yeah,
right?
and we know more. Like I feel like we know more and we
Oh,
see more about health and the right things to do. There's so many. If I wish, well, I'd go back and smack my 20-year-old self for thinking that I was
oh,
heavy
same.
or
Ugh.
not. Like, oh yeah, she was dumb. I wish she showed her a picture of me
Mm.
now and she'd be like, "Oh no, okay, I'm good." But I think also with aging comes those things that like our metabolism slows down, our
Mhm.
digestive tract, all that stuff. So then we have to start doing. But think if we had done all that
I know.
in
I
our
wish.
20s when our
I
bodies were still
know.
working really
I
good.
know. I would have a six
I
pack.
know, I know. But and I
I
know
mean, there's still a six. I know there's a six pack underneath there. I just can't see it from all the layers of fat from it.
yeah, it's way under
Yeah.
there. Way
It's
under there.
deep within. So,
Uh,
yeah, I think one of the other things, so yes, I am probably the healthiest I've ever been. And I think that would be true for a lot of people. I think the other thing that when we talk about birthdays, and I don't know if everybody does this, so I'm curious to see if you do this. I'm going to squirrel for a second. What
okay.
most people probably don't realize that we do in all of these episodes is this is us talking in real time, like if we were going to go and eat lunch somewhere and be
Yeah,
like, oh, what are you doing these days or
yeah.
whatever, like when you have no clue what I'm about
No,
to say or my squirrel, it's
no.
not prepped, it's not prepared, and that is what makes it the best thing because it's
Yeah.
real
We're
time,
like,
real
this is what our
conversation.
episode's going to be about. She does her notes, I do my notes, and then we talk about it
Yeah,
real
and
time.
no edits.
No
We have
edits.
yet to edit not one episode, and I don't have time to edit it,
No,
so
there's
it
no
would
time for
be,
that. So if we mess up, we would just say,
yeah.
just pretend that didn't happen
Yeah.
and keep going.
So my squirrel for now I've lost track of
Oh
what
God,
I
now we've
was even.
squirreled on the squirrel.
So I don't even know what I was about to say. What was
Oh,
I about to
shoot.
say in the
I don't remember. I
squirrel?
don't know.
Oh yeah, you don't know. You don't know. Okay, well let's go back to the topic at hand.
Maybe it'll come
I'm a
back
year
to me.
older. I'm gonna blame it on my birthday today. I don't remember. I'm losing it.
Oh, I can't wait until you hit 44. Then
So I think what I was about to say before the squirrel was we've talked about like us being the healthiest person now. But I think what happens too is we talk about I reflect more on my goals. Like I pretend okay, what am I gonna do and accomplish when I'm at 42 this year? Like what's that? So I almost look at it as like a new year, new me. Like I'm always learning
yeah,
and growing and that's thing. So like I know on either by Christmas or my 43rd birthday, mark it here right now, we'll publish another book. Um, because that's like, I'm going to be chasing my next accomplishment. So I'm therefore not chasing my next year of birthday, if that makes
yeah,
any
yeah.
sense. So I always look at birthdays as like, where have I gone? What have like the wins? What are my future wins? Those type of things as not a measuring stick, but just like fulfillment of happiness within my life. And one day maybe I won't do that,
Yeah.
but I don't foresee me stopping. Like I think that's why some people are like, okay, well, by the time I'm 50, I'm going to run a marathon, or by
Yeah,
the
right.
time I hit this age, I'm going to, climb
Yeah.
Mount Everest. I don't know.
Yeah.
So have you ever had like do you look at your birthdays as like a new year or new goals that you set, or have you ever had like, well, by the time I hit 50, this is what I want to have accomplished?
No, and I actually wrote that down that I never have put like certain ages as like deadlines or
Mm,
goals or that I'm going to do this by this age. I guess I've just always I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not goal oriented. I get I'm kind of sound like a loser. Like
no, 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 no,
I
no.
have no goals. I guess I've just always thought like I mean, I've accomplished a lot of things I've wanted to accomplish in my
Mm-hmm.
life, and I guess there's still things I want to do, but I also know, like, I guess, like some of the things are like not in my hands to do. Like some of the goals that I have are
Right.
just going to have to come with
Time.
timing
Oh,
that
100%.
I'm not in control of. If that makes
No, I
sense.
think that's one of the things I was gonna like. That was part of the things I was gonna talk about. Was I think too many times people put their age as like a marker of whether they're fulfilled or
Hmm.
accomplished enough in life. And I'm not talking about like you should be married or have kids by this time, or you should
Right.
have that like and feeling you're behind because certain things are out of our
Right.
control. But like I always love like a challenge within
Yeah.
myself of
Yeah.
what's in my control,
Right,
right?
right,
Like
right.
that.
Yeah.
So no, you're spot on. And I understand what you're meaning is like some of the things that you want to have accomplished. Sometimes those are just only time can be
Right,
of
right.
to help to do
Yeah.
those.
So
Yeah.
I can see it both ways. Like absolutely. Like pushing, pushing. I'm not wanting to push myself.
Go where you're at.
I'm just gonna cruise right along. But I've never really done that before. But then that got me thinking, like maybe I should push myself a little, like to try to accomplish some things. But I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even
Well,
know.
and I think, different personalities too. Like just because you don't are not like, oh, well, what do I need to accomplish? I'm not saying like me writing a book or me doing whatever is like the next milestone or the next thing that people should have those types of goals.
Right.
That's definitely not where I'm leaning into. It could be as simple as like, I want to run a 5K or I want to know what it feels like to go skinny dipping in the ocean. I
Yeah.
don't know,
Right.
like it doesn't have to be like something
Yeah.
big, but
Something
like
big.
kind
Just
of like a bucket list
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And then like what's on your bucket or maybe travel to, 5 states you haven't been to. So
Yeah.
like I think when I think about my bucket list, it's a little bit of things that like kind of hang your hat on type
Mm-hmm.
of thing that would fulfill
Right.
me,
Right.
right? part of like a little bit of my legacy. And then the other things are just like stupid things like
Yeah.
that I want to do. Like I want to travel a lot of places before I hit 50.
Yeah.
Because after 50, I think I'll just be on the back porch drinking coffee.
No, because we're gonna be so healthy.
You're
What's gonna be like 50 is gonna
right.
be like the new 40.
You're right.
So shoot, you'll be traveling all over the world in your 50s. Um now I do something that though when you kind of hit your 40s, um there's a whole new thing of that hangs on ages.
Mm.
And that's things like getting a mammogram,
Oh.
your colonoscopy. When I
Mm.
turn this age, I got to do this and this, and it becomes more of a what was the birthdays? This was a quote I saw. Birthdays are just annual performance reviews from your body.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny you said that because I did get a notification that like I'm due for a mammogram. I'm like, really? Am I that old? Like, I guess I
Well,
am.
they moved the age up
I
on there
know, as
too.
they probably should, right?
Yes, yes.
But you just don't think like when I was younger, my younger self would look at 40s and the
Oh,
things that you had to
ancient.
like
We look
old.
like Neil and I will talk about that sometimes, like talking about like teachers,
Mm-hmm.
that when we were like in high school and stuff, like we're probably the age that these certain people were, like right, like the age we are now was what they were when we were like in high school or whatever. And some of them you go, gosh, I never would have thought that person was that
Right.
age. And then other people you were like, that they seem so old. And I feel like people can carry it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And like also feel, especially for women, I feel like you usually I felt like by 40, like you were chopping that hair off and wearing,
Mm. I
the
refuse to change my wardrobe just
yeah,
because of my age. I can't
right.
do it. I
No.
can't do it.
No. And
There's
but
been
I
a
feel like
couple things I've put on. I'm like, I might be too old for this.
uh,
But
in
still,
certain instances, certain situations,
yeah.
maybe not. But so I do feel like women are probably more worried about their weight and their
Mm,
health
mm-hmm.
at this age than they like our parents were when they were this age.
Agreed.
And a fashion and things like that, I feel like
And I think
a little
probably
more prominent.
that's probably more heightened, I would assume, just because we have more to compare to
Right.
across the whole world,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even other countries. Like
Oh
we
yeah.
can clearly see
Click
what
on,
other
yeah.
people, what our trends, what our fashion, what we can't afford, what we can't,
Yeah.
what we can't
All these
afford, like,
influencers, like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like,
And I think now, like, I will say, I think what happens, I'm 42. Um, and probably just a few little times within the last like maybe 6 months as I was thinking, okay, I probably need to check in what my retirement looks like. I probably need to like do a financial check and
yep.
be like, all right, what, because in the reality, and as we talk about retirement, you and I are in different positions.
Mhm,
If I was still in the school system, that would look different, but
mhm,
I transferred all my retirement over into like basically now Puzzle Pieces does have a retirement plan. We didn't have that before. So I've worked 13 years with having to put into like personally put in. So basically like
yeah,
as a self-employed, like
yeah,
self-employed, right? And my husband's self-employed.
right,
So therefore the thought of us retiring at this age of like this is when our pension will click in, this is when,
yeah,
help, like it, that's a scary thought for me because I
mhm,
don't have a certain age that I'm looking at or years invested in. So I'm trying to I'm like, okay, I'm 42. Can I do what I've accomplished in the last 13 years in my job, in my career? Can I do that up until I'm 60? Can I do what I'm currently running? And I'm scared that I won't be able to. But then, so I have to think about who's going to replace me and what that looks like. So the age, although I don't feel it, I'm also having a reality check of like,
mhm,
man, can I work at the same pace as I am right now?
Yeah.
And or can someone outwork me as they probably should? I'm going to fight them to the end of the death though. But no, like, hopefully a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old mindset would bring something grander to the table than my 60-year-old self, no matter how much lived experience and so like
Yeah.
those are the things like
Nah.
retirement, financial means of like, what does that look like for my family? I think the conversations and the thoughts enter in a different way because you're looking at a year mark, and we're all chasing 65, right? But
Yeah.
65 means something way different to
Right.
me than most people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I can do what I'm doing at
Right.
65.
Right. Yeah. It is. And our 20-year-old selves were definitely not thinking about that. Not even
No.
close.
No, my
Not even
20-year-old
close.
self was waiting to see what my dirty 30 party was going to
I
be.
know. I know. And I do wish that um I do wish my 20-year-old self had thought about that a little bit more,
Yes.
just a little. But you just and you go like, well, what did I think was going to happen? Like, how did I think all this was going to be accomplished? Or like, and we'll get in. We have a future episode where we're going to talk about
Financials and
financial.
finances. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't want to dig in anything like that, but I mean, at this age, you're either going, oh crap, I didn't think enough about that. And now here I am at this age, and you're trying to backpedal and figure things out. Like, ugh.
And do you look at, this is where my brain goes to sometimes, like, I am closer. So what I feel like is the age in which your body starts to slow down, wear down is like 80.
Mm-hmm.
80 to 90, like that's when most people have lived
Right.
like if somebody lives longer than 90, that's a big
Yes.
deal, right?
Yes.
And I don't know that I want to live until like I'm 100, like
Oh,
people celebrate now.
mm-mm.
I'm like,
Eh,
I don't know that that's me. I don't know
no,
that's in my
no.
cards, especially if I've lost my mind. Listen, if
Oh, yeah.
I suffer from Alzheimer's, just
Just in me.
I,
Just in me.
ah,
I
I
know.
don't I can't imagine losing my mind. And for those that are listening thinking I've already lost it, I promise you I haven't.
No.
So I think about I'm closer to 8, like we're at halfway marks, right? We're
Mhm.
closer to the end of our life. I don't know. I just think of so many morbid things. Like it's not good. It's not probably healthy. It's just not another year of birthday. Like yes, I'll celebrate. I'm in the prime. Like feel like I wouldn't want to be 20 because I love the mindset. I love the lived in experiences I've had. I love
Yes.
the stage of
Yes.
life I'm in. There's a lot to celebrate. But the things that are going through my mind is that like we're closer to the end
Yeah.
and
And what have I not done? And yes,
yes.
yes. No, yeah. That it is easy to go there. It is easy to go there. But at the same time, it's also like I like being like the veteran teacher at school.
Mm.
I don't feel like it though. Like I don't when I think about I'm like I'm like one of the older ones at school. Like but I like that. I like having knowing all the things I know
Mm.
now,
Right. Right.
um and having like you said, having those experiences and not feeling like I'm coasting. I don't feel like that's healthy. But you can in like a lot of aspects of the job, like just things just, you know,
Mhm.
just almost work themselves out,
Right.
or you just kind of you're not spending your time, you know what you need to spend your time and energy on, and what will get there, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of nice knowing that now, because I feel like my 20-30-year-old self stressed about a lot of things that there's just not necessary.
But I think sometimes those, like let's say a 20 or 30-year-old's listening right now, probably not, but let's just say hypothetically they are. I feel as though the stress and the things that we did worry about then actually served a purpose
Yeah.
to help us navigate and maybe pay attention more towards things that we needed to define and
Mhm.
learn or whatever. I would say right now, for those that are our age, I could be wrong, but for some of the people that I've had conversations with, I feel like they're robbing themselves of like peace and happiness in real time because they're getting a year older.
Mhm.
Like, so they're getting another year older, but they're holding on to and can't let go of what they haven't got to yet or accomplished yet, or they feel like I don't know the direction of which I'm leading in. So they feel a little stuck. So, like, they can't even be present in real time to celebrate, to understand, what they are in kind of control of. So, I hope that if people are in that spot and listening, um, that they can figure out how to be like when a birthday comes,
Mhm.
like not dreading and focusing in on all of the past birthdays of what they haven't yet done,
Mhm.
but then like, okay, this is my reset, like this is a new year, what am I going to do this next time, and let go sometimes of the past.
Right.
um I think that, like, I had to, and the reason that's top of mind because I talked to a lot of people, lots of people at work, and things that I do like are around this age or a little bit younger than I am. But one of the things is like I've really had to coach myself because there's certain things I haven't yet done this year that I really had marked and earmarked to do. And so I think that's, I'm trying to tell myself in real time, like, there's so much more you have done, but it was the one thing I wanted to do, right? Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. And how do you move through that? And sometimes that's like that mindset shift that you have to do and coach
Right.
yourself
You've
on.
got to give yourself some grace. You have to, because that's the one thing about it going, like starting birthday, starting like a new year for
Year,
yourself,
yeah,
is you don't know what life's going to throw at you.
you're right.
You have no idea. And so, like, having those goals and things, but you've got to give yourself some grace, because I
Mm,
feel like the ages that we are, we've already said it. Even today, there's always something.
yep.
Always something. Something's breaking. Somebody's sick, or there's always something. And sometimes we have to put our goals or things on hold
On
for
home.
other things, but
Well, and I
and
think
not
there's a
fun
sense
things.
of like, or with that said, out, I'm going to kind of speak out of both sides of my mouth right now. With that being said, the other part to that is like there's this sense of urgency
Mhm.
of like, well, I can't, like when I was in my 20s, I'm like, oh, well, next year I'll do, or,
Mhm.
I'll wait until I'm a little bit older and wiser, right? To be like, and if you keep saying that, you're just going to keep getting
Oh, you just keep
older,
it.
and
Yeah.
then you're keeping. So I think that, yes, allow yourself grace and be able to do that, but also don't keep putting off to next year when you
Yeah.
get a certain age that's when that's appropriate or whatever. Like,
Right.
just do you in the real time of what
Yes.
that looks like, and have clarity and peace around that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I just contradicted everything
Well,
I said.
it two things can be true,
Two things can be true. Thank you for
or
that
more than one thing can
reminder.
be true. However you say it. I
It
mean,
it can be an and. It doesn't have
mhm.
to be an or.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Gosh, we're so
We're so
wise. We're so
wise.
wise.
42 really changed the game for my,
Right. I mean, another year wiser.
yeah, another year wiser. Yes. Now, your birthday's in April, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I just need to do the math in my head, like how much older you are than me. No.
Not not 3 full years.
Just kidding.
Not 3 full years. But um I mean, I've pretty much hit
Yeah,
everything.
I think today was meant to be some of the stuff that we've already talked about in previous episodes, which you should go back and listen to because
Yes.
we have some good stuff. I don't know if you looked at I when I was uploading some episodes, the most popular episode to date. So we're about to be celebrating our 20 episodes, which,
20.
to do
Yes.
this for 20 weeks and be committed,
It's
right? Like
yeah.
that's a big accomplishment.
Yes.
I'm pretty happy about
I
that.
am too.
Yeah.
I am too.
So when I saw the other episodes and such, the number one episode that has been listened to the most is the marriage relationship one. So I feel like we're gonna have to go a little bit deeper in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
So
I think so too.
So a couple ones that we have coming up, we know that we want to talk about finances. That's come
Mhm.
up like women and money, basically.
Yep.
And then we'll have to figure out. We have a couple planned already, but
Yep.
do you know what the next one is?
um Navigating teenage dating.
Oh.
We're both
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm.
that
And
season.
just for the record, you can come back here. We're not spilling any tea on our own children.
No, I would
But
be murdered in my sleep if I did. So,
w-
but just some experience, some things
yeah.
we've experienced, and
And the things that we're scared to like even experience are like, man, so that'll be I'm looking forward to that. Just to I think when we talk about this, sometimes I get a lot of clarity around just like shooting from the cuff and sharing and spilling the real.
spilling the real.
But yeah, we'll
It is
have to
all
go
real.
a little bit deeper in marriage and relationships because that was our number
Yeah.
one out of all the ones so far.
It's yeah, that's a big one in
I
this
would
relationships in general, not just marriage, but even we talked a little bit, had an episode about friendships, and
Yep.
that was a big a one that was listened
Yep.
to quite a bit. So
Well, I think when you hit this age, you have to just learn to be more intentional. And so people are looking for the right magic because we're a year older, we're a year wiser, and there's a lot of fear about relationships in general.
mhm.
So we'll have to kind of tap in that. But next time, it'll be our relationships with our teenagers and
Yes,
them dating.
yes.
Just
So
scary.
it is so scary.
I'm 42 and I'm talking about it.
I,
Anyways.
I know. Well, happy birthday!
Thanks.
Such a good day to celebrate.
It is. They broke the mode
That's
after they
right.
made me. All right, guys. Well, until next time. All right, that's it for today's meeting of the Margarita Book Club.
Thanks for sitting with us and spilling the real for a little while.
If today's conversation sounded like a lot of your own thoughts, you're definitely not alone.
Follow us on social media at Spill the Real.
And come back next week for another round of Real Talk. Same book club, no reading required.